What's good? Happy Saturday, people, and welcome back. You know what it is? It's a sunny day in London. Honestly, and we needed it. I don't know how you lot survived Storm Ewan, is it? Storm Ewan? But boy, the way that wind was blowing, I thought the block would come down. But listen, sunny day. We go up to Wolves. We'll speak a little bit on transfer news today. We'll talk about lineups and we'll speak about the head-to-head between Arsenal and Wolves. And an interesting situation with this player here, Mateus Cunha. But yeah, before that, like and subscribe to be a part of the NLG fam. You know what it is. Won't be doing a match reaction today because I'm going on a date. You know, I'm doing real life things. But yeah, listen, now in all seriousness, no, I am actually going on a date. But listen, let's tune in, let's lock in. Arsenal versus Wolves. We beat Dinamo Zagreb earlier this week on Wednesday to secure our place in the round of 16 for the Champions League. It was a pretty lackluster game. Like, it's a game we knew we would win, right? And we won it. So give credit to the boys for that. I think it was great seeing Waneri come back. It was good seeing him get on the score sheet and get an assist, even though, again, I think the problem still persists. We need a striker. We know this. He is not a striker. But you have to give him praise. Since his horrific misses in the last couple of weeks, he responds by, getting a goal and an assist. The assist for Rice was good. The finish, the header was good as well, put on a plate by Martinelli. Odegaard also scored against Dinamo Zagreb, a player also who's been missing lackluster shots. So hopefully these players are revitalized and they're working hard to get back to it. Wolves, Premier League. I feel like a lot of us are waiting on this Premier League match. Even the vibe of the crowd at Dynamo didn't seem up to scratch. But let's talk about where we're at now. I mean, let's actually start off with the head-to-head. So, Wolves at the moment currently sat at the bottom of the table. In 2025, they've actually lost all of their 3 games that they played in the Prem in 2025. It hasn't been a good start to the league for them. And on top of that, their captain and also Cunha, both been throwing their toys out the pram, apparently weren't clapping the fans when they ended the last match. And the manager said he won't tolerate it much longer. So it's not really looking good for them, the way things are standing. Let's have a look. These are their upcoming games. Well, 3 in the last 5. I think Arsenal have won 8 in the last 7 of the last 10 away matches at Wolves as well. So we have a good record there. Now, maybe we can take a look at how they like to line up, because I think this one could be interesting for this week. Let's have a look. Here we go. I don't like the way they've laid out this this thing anymore. Okay, but look, they lost 3-1 to Chelsea. Let's look at how they lined up. So now the thing about Wolves is their defense is weak. They are the worst team from set pieces, and that's something that's our major strength, as you see Yova running up the touchline every time we get a set piece. We are set piece FC this season. And to be fair, you've got to give credit where credit's due. It's a part of our game we've been able to strengthen. And that's the way we can hurt Wolves. They are the worst team, numbers-wise, in terms of defending set pieces. On top of that, to add to that as well, funnily enough, when we look at the players that typically score against Wolves, well, it happens to be our Gabbies. So under Mikel Arteta, 64% of Arsenal's away goals, well, this is the Champions League, is by Gabriels. But will one of the Gabriels score against Wolves? Can we get Gabriel Magalhaes to get on the score sheet? Saliba, I reckon, will probably still be out. But yeah, the other weak point of Wolves is their defense. Their centre-backs are pretty trash. You've got Matt Doherty from Tottenham, Bueno. They're not a great defensive line. Again, each time they've played in 2025, they've conceded 3 goals in each of their 3 games in 2025. So we're there to capitalize. The question is, will Havertz have his shooting boots on? Can he capitalize on a poor defense? Can Rice and Odegaard get into the mix as well to cause confusion? Waneri needs to come back in today, in my opinion. We can do lineups later. Sterling, at this point in time, he's just not inspiring or giving any sense of the fact he really wants to show his worth. And then Martinelli or Trossard, both who had impacts in the Champions League game against Dynamo. Martinelli with 2 assists and Trossard with an assist. So who do we go for there? So Wolves are there to be got at. And after saying all of that, even though things look in our favor, I will come away and say this isn't going to be an easy game and anything can genuinely happen. So we really need to think, Cunha has scored 10 goals for Wolves this season. I think he's got just around 30% of their goals. So he is a big threat. And if he doesn't play this weekend, based on the comments from the manager and the way he's been acting, plus on top of that, if there's any actual truth to the fact he could be moving within the next week or so, transfer window closes on the 3rd of February. So will he move to another Premier League club? Is Arsenal one of those clubs? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Would you take Cunha in this last week? And knowing the way Arsenal do business, would you take Cunha if it meant we don't get a striker now, but we get a top striker in the summer? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. But that's the head-to-head between Arsenal and Wolves. I mean, I think it will be a tricky game, but I think we should capitalize. And if these players aren't capitalizing on a team that's, we know anything can happen in the Premier League, by the way. Just want to preface that. But we should be capitalizing on this. Havertz, Odegaard, Martinelli, or Trossard, whoever's playing, you need to start bolstering your confidence by taking these opportunities. And honestly, get Cunha to sign the thing, in my opinion, after this game. Get Cunha to sign the thing. Honestly. Like, get him into Mikel Arteta's office, get Richard Garlick in the room, and get him to sign a contract. Honestly, I know they say personal terms have been agreed, but you can agree personal terms and not sign for a club. At the end of the day, the clubs have to do an agreement on payment, fees, Klarna business, all of that stuff. But yeah, that's what that is. On top of that, look, honestly, I don't know what else to say about the game. There's been some transfer news. There's been transfer news, people. Arsenal haven't been sitting on their hands and twiddling their thumbs. But my word, it's not the transfer news we would have wanted to hear, is it? Apparently Arsenal are in for Sver. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Naipan. Apparently Arsenal are in for Naipan from Rosenborg. Also Norwegian. Apparently could be the next Odegaard. Honestly, 18 years of age, looks like a baller when you watch the highlight reels. But honestly, Arsenal, so no agreement or decision yet on the midfielder's future, but talks with Rosenborg and the players' camp are advancing, and we're trying to land this player. I mean, sign a striker. Real talk. Sign a striker. So yeah, that transfer news concluded. That's all the transfer news. Let's go to lineups. Honestly, I love doing a little bit of a lineup builder. Let's see what we can do with our lineups today. And honestly, the best thing about the game against Dinamo Zagreb, honestly, if you ask me, was the fact that we got some players back. So, I say some players. One main player who actually breathed some excitement and life into this team. So let's build our lineups. Let's go for it. All right. Let's start when my StreamYard wants to start working. Okay, cool. Let's start and goal. We know the drill. David Raya. Been a solid keeper for us. Out at right back, what do we do? Genuine question. What do we do? No, actually, not even what do we do. Jurriën Timber. Why am I even bugging? Timber goes in at right back. We go Kivior, just as we did against Zagreb. Gabriel comes in. Good opportunity for him today. If Rice can keep putting in the deliveries he's been putting in. Again, Wolves are horrible at set pieces, so we can capitalize there. Out at left back, Miles Lewis Skelly comes back in. Honestly, what a baller. What an absolute baller. He's press resistant from the left back position, inverts really well, and can beat a man, you know? Um, so we love to see it. Thomas Partey, best midfielder. Let's see him play in midfield, please. So Thomas goes in there. My countryman, shout out Ghana. Odegaard. Odegaard, yeah, we need to see you go from strength to strength. We know you've got bags of ability. We know how much you can impact the team. And I will add to that, the players around him need to be doing more to help him flourish as well. I do think Odegaard flourishes when the players around him are playing better as well. And I think honestly, maybe having a better right side of the pitch today might help him. Declan Rice has been balling out the last couple of games. Great goal against Dinamo Zagreb. Would love to see him get on the score sheet more. And being able to find himself in that pocket that he was for the goal against Dinamo Zagreb, where Havertz laid it off for him. So great games by Rice. He's such a good player doing the box to box role. What an engine he has. Outright incredible. So happy to see Nwaneri be able to get some game time. What a baller. Lineup builder doesn't even have his face here, but he's really doing his thing. And as soon as he came on against Dynamo, you can see an energy and enthusiasm, an ability to beat his man, pace. Yeah, what a player. Havertz up top. The only thing I'll say here, I'm not truly wild by this player. I don't think he should be a second or third choice, maybe even third choice. But he's playing. He got a goal and assist. Let's build on it, Havertz. Let's go for it. Between Martinelli and Trossard, I'll go Martinelli today. Again, the defense is there to be got at, and I think we need to be able to beat them with pace and energy up top. And we need to be forceful with the press. I think we can catch them out with a good press as well. So look, people, this is how I'd line up. Raya in goal. In the back four, Timber, Kivior, Gabriel, Lewis Skelly, Partey, CDM, the 2-8, Odegaard and Rice, Waneri back out on the right wing, Sterling on the bench, Havertz up top, and Martinelli out left. I mean, we haven't got too much choice in terms of this is our best 11 at this point in time. Let me know if you would do anything different. But yeah, people, that's the game. That's the transfer news. I'm knocking down the setup. But listen, I'll catch you lot in a bit. My score prediction for the game today. Honestly, I genuinely believe any team can beat Arsenal the way we're playing this season. I genuinely believe any team can beat Arsenal the way we're playing this season. But I'm going to go for 3-0. I'm going to go for 3-0. I think even though it could swing either way, it's a game we can capitalize on their weaknesses. And some of our strengths happen to be their main weaknesses. So yeah, let's get some set piece FC goals, but let's score from open play, please. Let's score from open play. But listen, people, enjoy the game. Let's see what goes on, and let's see whether Arsenal can bring in some bloody players. My word. Please do something off the pitch. Anyway, people, in a bit, subscribe to be a part of the NLG fam. Peace.